The Sony State of Play came and it went, and to be fair, it was quite the banger when it comes to the realm of video games, but we didn't hear anything Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 related. And in today's video, now that the dust has settled, we're going to talk about it. Is it going to be coming out on multi-platform day one? What's the marketing cycle going to look like? Is development really in trouble because it didn't show up at the Sony State of Play? Of course not, but we'll be going into all of that and more, and I'm hoping you can join me in today's video for this one. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you want to support the channel, please hit that like button, and if you want to stick around for some more Final Fantasy VII Remake content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. So straight off the bat, I'm going to address the state of play. Am I disappointed it wasn't there? I guess to a certain degree, there is some kind of disappointment because I'm eagerly awaiting this game, especially its title, but I really didn't think that it was going to be here. Ever since the Game Awards, I've always been locked on to Summer Games Fest. Now, a few things that I've seen across the World Wide Web after the state of play is that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 must be in development hell because it didn't get an announcement at the State of Play. I think this is looking into it way too much and ridiculous, and obviously no one's paid attention to the various interviews that we've got during the launch of Remake on Switch 2 and everything else in between. They are in the polishing stage. They have multiple teams working on the game for multiple platforms, and everything is going nicely. So I really don't think we need to worry because we didn't get anything at the State of Play. Now, I do have some thoughts on the subject of when we are going to have the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, what that marketing cycle looks like, and if it's going to be multi-platform day one. I just want to preface this now. These are my thoughts, and I'll try and back up my thoughts as much as I can, but I'm opening the floor to discussion with all of you that are watching. So let me know down below if you think it'll be multi-platform day one. Do you think it'll be coming out on its 30th anniversary? Whatever you are feeling when it comes to Remake Part 3, you can write an essay down there if you want, but I'm hoping that you can stick around and just listen to what my thoughts and feelings are on the game. So first of all, I'm going to start on multi-platform and it hitting day one. In a nutshell, I think this is going to happen, and I truly hope it will happen. And there are a few things to the reason why I have come to this conclusion. The obvious one is the fact that Remake and Rebirth have come and are coming to Xbox and Switch 2 systems within a pretty short time. We've just had Remake on Switch 2 and Xbox at the end of January, and we can expect on the 3rd of June this year, seeing Rebirth on both the Switch 2 and Xbox. Now, when it came to the Game Awards, I really didn't know where Rebirth on Switch 2 and Xbox fell into the plan. I thought it was heading towards the end of the year and they were going to throw in a Part 3 reveal around the summer. Rebirth now coming out before Summer Games Fest makes the picture, to me at least, a lot more clear that they are going to be aiming for multi-platform day one. Now, a lot of arguments I've seen on social media is this contract with Sony. Now, on both sides of the coin, we don't know if they are in a contract or if they are out of a contract. It's never been public, but there's one thing that I really do believe is that they did not sign a contract back in 2015 when the game finally got announced at a PlayStation conference, that they signed a deal for all 3 games to be exclusive. That would be a horrible business decision even back then before they were tackling a multi-platform strategy. There has never been anything that I'm aware of someone signing 3 games away exclusive to a platform when you really don't know what's going to be happening. The most common thing that's happened in history when it comes to exclusive titles is that they are signed on a title by title basis, and we have seen that with Remake Integrate, and Rebirth, with that exclusivity window getting smaller and smaller as time has gone on. Of course, we can't ignore the fact that Rebirth did heavily have a lot of development with PlayStation because of the PlayStation Pro coming out a couple of months after the fact and getting one of the first updates and really taking advantage of that system, and they did have have during the Final Fantasy 16 event that Jim Ryan popped up on the screen and they developed a good relationship. And I think at that time, things were probably pretty tight, but times have changed so much since when Final Fantasy 16 came out. Just looking at what's been happening with Xbox, multi-platform for most games is the go-to. Of course, there's a few exclusives here and there still, and Sony is still producing their exclusives. And there are, at the moment, majority of the third parties, I'm not saying all, so if you're going to throw titles in the comment section, I expect that. I'm not saying all, but most nowadays, multi-platform is a no-brainer. So I really don't believe that there was a contract that was signed for all three games. Though at the same time, I can understand that I don't even know what the contract is, or if there is a contract for part 3. What I can go off is history. Now, there has only been one other game franchise that was exclusive to a platform and they had a planned trilogy. And ironically, this came from Square Enix as well. And I'm talking about the Tomb Raider Survival trilogy. Tomb Raider 2013 was exclusive to Xbox. I was a PlayStation player and I was debating on getting an Xbox because I do love me some Tomb Raider, but it came out around a year later. Its sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider, a little bit similar. I think there was a shorter exclusivity window, but it was exclusive on Xbox. But the sales of these two games were doing a lot better when they hit multi-platform. Lo and behold, we get to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And that was a multi-platform release day one. And this was back in the day when Square Enix was not tackling a multi-platform strategy. They could just see the numbers and the writing on the wall, and that was the best decision to make for that third and final entry. And as someone that came late to those games, because I was playing it on PlayStation, I was really happy to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider day one along with everyone else to cap off that trilogy. That also relates back to the fact that I believe that games on exclusivity deals are done on a title by title basis. Now you take all of that, the multi-platform strategy that Square Enix are clearly doing. They've brought so much more games to other platforms. A lot of you might be typing Bravely Default HD Remaster in the comments and saying, well, they released this exclusively on Switch 2 during their multi-platform strategy. And you know, that is a good counter argument, but I think Nintendo definitely have some kind of in with Bravely Default, as we've not seen the first game come off a Nintendo system. Bravely Default 2 did eventually come to PC, so I don't think that had the same shackles that the first one does. But it is clear with the release of Octopath Traveler 0, we've just had Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, we had Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, we had Dragon Quest 3, Dragon Quest 1 and 2. These all came out multi-platform day one. And this was around the same time as the pivot of them pushing it. I also, from a personal standpoint, do not understand if they were to do what they are doing, releasing Remake on Switch 2 and Xbox, releasing Rebirth 6 months later on Xbox and Switch 2 to get everyone amped up and with a potential reveal at the Summer Games Fest of the third and final part, to alienate those new players that you've brought along that just play on that one system. Because there are people out there, I've seen it, and I'm really happy that they're experiencing this trilogy, and I would be gutted as someone that's going to be picking it up on PS5 day one anyway, that others that have jumped in a trilogy just as of late of January, that they don't get that opportunity. Square Enix would be shooting theirself in the foot. It would be an absolute mess, and I just would not be able to understand. And again, that's where people usually come in and say, well, they could be locked into a contract. I really don't think they're locked into a contract at all. We've not seen it, and I guess that supports both arguments, so we can agree to disagree on that. With all that considered, I am really sure and all in the fact that it's going to be multi-platform day one. It's the third and final installment of this trilogy that has been over 10 years worth of work for Square Enix. I think you want to go out with a bang and release it to everyone, especially the newer players that you've pulled in with the Switch 2 and Xbox releases. So that's everything when it comes to multi-platform day one. I am in the camp that it's going to happen. Now, with the state of play out of the way and not getting at least a title reveal, I think content creators like myself just want a title so we can stop titling it Part 3. But I think Square Enix don't want to give us just the title reveal. When they are ready to reveal Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, they want to go all in. That is when things are going to get taken up to a new level and we're going to get beat after beat, and it not being at the Sony state of play really shines to that fact. So what I am thinking, I truly believe that they are aiming for that 30th anniversary. Now the 31st of January falls on a Sunday, so we need to take it back a little bit and look at dates like the 28th or the 29th for a possible release date. Japanese developers pride themselves on their release date. I know a lot of people go to other dates where it came out in other regions, but I think with Square Enix and it being developed in Japan, if they're going to hit their anniversary date, they want to hit their anniversary date. I just think it'll bring the project full circle as well, and it'll be a great way to end and a great way to kind of promote it as well. And that's why I'm settled on the fact, and I guess low-key, you know, sooner the better as well for all of us to get stuck in and play that third and final part. But now we've got to look at the marketing, because if we are having Summer Games Fest be the reveal, and I think the way that they're going to do this, it's going to be a reveal and it's going to be a trailer with a lot of juicy stuff to get us hyped and ready for the road that's ahead. It's going to be a short marketing cycle if that's the case. If I'm saying it's going to be coming out January 2027 and they start marketing in June, it's not long at all. But we got to look at what they've been doing during this reset that they've been having. Even though they've been remakes and remasters and smaller titles, the marketing cycles for these games have been a lot smaller than they've done in the past. They've made mistakes, and they have admitted that they've made mistakes when they reveal a game way too soon. Case in point is Kingdom Hearts 4. They needed something for the anniversary year for the orchestra to keep fans invested in the franchise, and they revealed the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Now, it's obvious that was announced way too early, and even Tetsuya Nomura, after the announcement, said that the next wave of information will take some time, and the fact that the game was only revealed so early in order to avoid its existing leaks that were out on the internet at the time. And I'm more than happy when it comes to that, and Dragon Quest 12, by the way, that the next time we hear about it, we're going straight in with the marketing, knowing its release window and it being within a year. And I think that's what they're trying to do. And I think we're going to see that first with Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Some of you might say copium, some of you might say hopium, but I'm trying to be realistic. We can see that they've really shifted things in the space when it comes to their releases. We heard about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined last year, before Dragon Quest HD 2D Remake for 1 and 2 had even come out, and it was out within 7 to 8 months. There's a game coming out from Capcom, Resident Evil 9 Requiem, which was announced at Summer Games Fest. It was the closer. That is coming out in February. So we can see that it's not just Square Enix that are having smaller marketing cycles. We can see a lot of companies following trade because they know that the gaming space has changed. And if you announce a game with a JPEG, yes, it'll get people excited, but it'll also get them quite frustrated and very hungry when they've not heard anything. Case in point again, Kingdom Hearts 4. They got screenshots and they are still wanting even more. So the way I envision things, we are going to get that reveal, a nice juicy reveal that's going to get us to make so many videos about and talk about on what could be happening, what we could be seeing. But it's not going to stop there, because having a look at how many months and weeks are between Summer Game Fest and the projected date that I have around the end of January, you're looking at around 7 months and 3 weeks. And that is quite the magic number when it comes to this game. The number 7 months of promotion. I think they could do it. I do believe that the marketing cycle for Part 3 started last month with everyone playing for the first time and having the discussion going on. I'm doing a replay. I can see other creators and other players replaying through Remake and are going to be doing the same for the Rebirth. I think that's what they want people to do. They want everyone to just get involved with the marketing cycle themselves, along with all of the new players that are jumping on this train. So I envision something every month leading up to release, whether it's a character profile, a new location, a mini game they might be introducing. I'm sure there's going to be people going, oh, mini games. Seeing the high wind, seeing the weapons, all of the things that they could be doing. I think it's a no-brainer to have the theme song reveal during the Game Awards for Part 3, just to get that last hurrah in. And then by January, the game releases at the end, hits that 30th anniversary, comes in a magnificent trilogy pack, and everybody's happy. And this time next year, we'll be talking about how it is all over now. Or will it be? We don't know. But that's what I am envisioning. And I'm really appreciative if anyone's still here listening to me try and, like, this is what my thought process is. This is definitely what I would like to happen, but what I can see happening, just going off information of how Square Enix have tackled things the last couple of years. We know 2027 is their year where their reset is pretty much at its end. And if they can kick things off and show what they're really about in January 2027, I think fans of Dragon Quest and Kingdom Hearts, when it comes to the mainline titles, have probably got some good stuff coming as well, because you're going to hear something and you're going to be straight in invested leading up to its release. So that's what I would like to see and what I do think we're going to see. But it's not just about me. I'm just one fan that is very excited for that third and final part. Let me know down below what you are thinking. Did you think you were going to see it at the Sony State of Play, or were you pretty locked in that Summer Games Fest is where we are going to hear something? I'm really excited to see what lies in the road ahead. It's going to be very bittersweet because it will be the beginning of the end of this amazing journey of the remake project. And I'm hoping that you guys can join me for this one. I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. And until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.